The bigs are ready to buy more. 21 billion is in the queue. We're going to talk XRP price along with our favorite cryptos out there. Coinbase says they're going to be higher, and why? Well, because of the pro-crypto environment.
I'm a dirty boy, and this is your warning.
And we're all getting bent over by inflation. But before we get into the fire sale up on the screen, got your dry powder ready? We get in your comments. Yeah, you, the viewer, matter most. We're going to start it off from across the pond, and Stephen White says, I think that the Europe and UK aren't Bitcoin maxis. I think they think a Saylor is exactly what he is. A glue-sniffing pirate, lost at sea, ready to burn his ship to make it easier to swim to an island. They aren't going to make any announcements. They're simply going to act. We'll wait until you hear the Saylor news I have for you. My guy is leveraging debt. For what? For BTC. Mike hangs out with us, says, good luck with your race. Yeah, appreciate that. I'm currently icing my legs down below. Yeah, I got pants on, but I got to ice. I got to be ready. Crow Magnan says, I got eggs for trading. XRP. Hit me 1 for 1 even. Steven, that's right. Inflation is crushing the market. Eggs are nuts, and yeah, about $1.50, $1.75 an egg at some places. This is crazy. All right, let's get into that heat map in the news. Bitcoin's in at 80,437. ETH is 2030. Sol deep in the red. ADA deep in the red. Doge deep in the red. It's sale across the board. Who's going to be buying the dip? Are we going to be seeing the Korean markets get into this? And oh, the CMC 100. Hold on. We've almost lost all of the election gains. Holy crap, do I have stories for you. But we're going to talk more in depth when it comes to XRP price at the end. Right now sitting at 212. All right, inflation set to stay sticky as tariff risk looms. Okay, we've got that. We've got the tariff trade war stuff. And I've also got a bunch of other stats for you, okay? GDP data. Not really expecting anything too crazy here, because if GDP comes in like super like good, like a big number, well then they're just going to leave rates higher for longer. Inflation, right, is coming down, but now we've leveled off, and in fact we're going on up, so we're all paying more for stuff. Retail is getting crushed. How far does this go? AutoZone misses quarterly revenue estimates on inflation and currency rates. So even your traditional finance stuff is getting hammered by inflation. AutoZone, think about it. Michael Saylor Strategy announces 21 billion preferred stock offering.
You need to stop dipping into your ketamine stash.
Yo, my guy, you can't keep leveraging debt if you ain't making money. What kind of bubble you building here? You might want to lay off that stash. Or remember, sharing is caring, Saylor. According to reports, Michael Saylor Strategy has entered into a significant sales agreement to issue up to $21 billion worth of its 8% Series A perpetual strike preferred stock. This offering gives investors an annual fixed return of 8% and the option to convert it into Class A common. The company aims to use the raised capital to fund its expansion, acquire Bitcoin, and support general corporate needs. Essentially what's happening is Strategy is not making money as a company. They are not, all right? So since they're not making money as a company, what do? They got to sell some stockeroni to raise capital. Yeah. They're also using it to buy BTC. We're talking about leveraging lots and lots of debt, building one hell of a bubble. So Saylor, dipping into the stash of other people's money to buy BTC. Coinbase CEO plans to hire 1,000 U.S. workers, saying Trump breathed life back into the industry. Okay. Hiring 1,000 people, I think it's good. Probably be high-paying jobs. That's awesome. I think we can all agree that hiring people is a good thing. Trump breathed life back into crypto. Look at the CMC 100, the coin market cap top 100. This is a top 100 cryptos weighted, and it tells you exactly what the overall basket looks like. Okay, here is the election pumperoni right here, okay? We went from 145, 150 to now 159. That means all of this when we were sitting up here, 228 on the index, 230 plus, we've eroded that. That is gone. You're seeing BTC and other players out there bleed big time. Pumps and dumps, dips, and this dip is now taking us back to November time frame. So I get it. breathing life into crypto is good. Assuring players out there that choke point 2.0 will not continue, that's a good thing. Hiring, a good thing. No matter where you're from, let's say for our friends across the pond, or our friends in Canada, or our friends in Australia, if all of a sudden you had some policy changes and it brought 1,000 high-paying jobs to your country, wouldn't that be kind of cool? Yeah, I think so. But if price is getting hammered, and we're sitting here as retail getting hammered, and we're getting hammered with inflation, and we're getting hammered with high egg prices, and players leveraging tons and tons of debt out there, creating another bubble that we have to digest. Oh, that's not such a good thing. The OCC ends banking restrictions on crypto, shutting down Operation Choke Point 2.0. Okay, so cool. We've got this. We knew this was happening, right? So it's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. This is the news that's hitting. We're getting, confirmation. The clarification outlined in Interpretive Letter 1183 removes previous requirements for banks to obtain supervisory non-objection before engaging in these activities. The Office of the Comptroller of Currency's new guidance effectively marks the end of Operation Choke Point 2.0. Okay. So, again, buy the rumor, sell the news. Okay? We're looking at this, we're going, so when Trump got elected, we're all like, okay, this, it's all going to happen. Cool. But now that, we're getting confirmations on the cases being done, of Choke Point 2.0 going away, the market is sitting here going, okay, well, now what? Like, now what? You think we're going to get a big pump when the Ripple case gets thrown out? We already know it's going to get thrown out. They've thrown every other case out there. So it's not like the market's going to be shocked when that news happens. So maybe that price action's already baked in. But inflation is rearing its ugly head, and here's the problem. This is the gold chart for the last couple years. You notice how Homegirl just keeps going up, and up? And especially here as of lately? Yeah. The world is freaking out about inflation. The world, not just the United States, but the world is freaking out about inflation. They're putting their money in safe haven assets. They're like, yo, banks aren't safe. Yo, stocks aren't safe. Let's pile more into gold. The boring stuff. The shiny stuff. So you got the CMC 100 now retracing all the way back. All the way back to where we were before this action happened. Right? Before the election hysteria. The Gensler saying he was going to resign. And we lose all that. Strategic Reserve ends up being a nothing burger. The case, it's cool, don't get me wrong. Case being over with formally is cool. But we all know it's going to happen, so it's not going to shock us. ETFs can be juicy, especially when these ETF players are going to be buying directly from exchanges. I think that's awesome. That helps us out. But you got this big other poop storm here of inflation, things going slow. Like, come on, they're going to get stablecoin regs first. Then maybe some alt stuff a few months later. They're kind of taking their time, right? This hasn't been moving quickly. And then to host the summit, that basically they go out there and say, look, we're not going to be bending you over anymore. Awesome, we already knew it. So now you're having an announcement of something we already know, and the market is reacting to it price-wise, as you can see on the screen. Lots and lots and lots of freaking red. Look at Doge at 16.7 cents. Litecoin under 100, and they pumped to over 130 on ETF news. That is gone, girlfriend. So even though they got a whole bunch of good stuff happening for them, they have erased those gains. ADA at 70 cents. Sol could be looking at under $100. Come on. BTC struggling at 80,000. ETH is struggling at 2,000. The inflation thing is a problem, and it's becoming a bigger problem, affecting now traditional finance. Saylor's like, yo, I don't care. Let's just keep adding debt to the mix. Meanwhile, Saylor's plan to the government was like, add 81 trillion of debt to the mix. Come on, you fucking idiot. You definitely got to lay off the stash. It's no wonder that we're erasing all our gains, because this whole thing was buy the rumor, sell the news. Big money got out. I showed you that with the ETFs. You're starting to see retail money get squeezed. Exchanges are making money on the panic volume. But overall, the market is not happy with the action. We got a sale, aisle 3, all cryptos, 20, 30% off. So what is it? Market's freaking out. Inflation is coming back. Strategic reserves were a big nothing burger. Is the crypto market just have too big of expectations? Is it retail out there with all the mind-numbing, XRP to 10,000 by Friday bullshit? You know, the Elon Musk buys billions, gonna use X to do payments to Mars. Like, you know what I'm saying, all the stupid stuff. Is it because the majority of retail has been brought into that? Is retail just getting fed up with it, with the market makers, the constant dumping? The pumps and dumps. The good news, the direct mentions of cryptos, and then we lose all those gains. Court case, awesome. Gonna be done. So what, though? Like, we know it's gonna happen, and you see what the price is. How do you make your money? Do you make your money on good news that doesn't give you price action? Or do you make your money on good price action no matter what's causing it? You make your money on price action no matter what's causing it. So the whole idea here is that the market is not happy. Big money's not happy. Yeah, you got your maxis out there that are buying the dip like crazy. But are those maxis creating a bubble? Are their expectations so crazy astronomical high while the rest of the market is like, yo, bitch, you need to see what's happening here? So I'm upset just like you are. Absolute shitstorm. Absolute mess in crypto where I could sit here zoomed out and say, guess what? Choke point 2.0 is over with. Direct mention of strategic reserves. Gensler is gone. Rostam Behnam is gone. All of a sudden, the pro-crypto people are in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Strategic Reserve Executive Order signed. We're having crypto summits. And then I tell you at the end, yeah, but the price is lower than where we were before all that happened. You'd be like, what kind of stupid shit story is that, Klaus? I'd be like, yo, that's the story of what we're living in right now. Like, I just told you all the positives that were happening. And yet, even though we've got all that, we're not seeing the gains anymore. The CMC 100, it's a great tool to kind of look at just a broad spectrum view of the market, right? Because it's got weighting in there. It's got our top hundreds, BTC, ETH, XRP, SOLANA. You know the deal. So it's a really good indicator of what's going on. And that indicator is erased. Gone, girlfriend. Look, my job is to bring you the news, good or bad, happy or sad. This news sucks balls. This news does not grow a channel. So for those of you out there that watch that are like, bro, you like the negative news. No, I don't. Trust me, because positive news grows a channel faster. But that was my promise I made to you, is to bring you the news, whether it's good or bad, happy or sad. So I know some of you are pissed, but don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the charts, what the news, what the leaders, and what the bigs out there are saying. And right now, it's sale aisle 3. Do you believe in the future? And do you have enough powder to play and make it in the future? Choo-choo, bitches.